Quick. Right now. Point to you. Wrong. Try again. Still wrong. Now point to the one pointing. Way off. Totally wrong. Wildly inaccurate. Good. Your pointing mechanism has just achieved a 100% failure rate at locating its own operator. You're already failing at being real. We'll weaponize that failure later. Now try to point to the gap between the pointers. Ding ding. We have a winner. Congratulations, you've just located the only honest real estate in your psyche, a vacant lot where the little I likes to squat and pretend it's a mansion. Let's just investigate a bit what happened. So, you just tried to point at yourself and missed, repeatedly. Don't feel bad, everyone fails this test. It's like, how should I put it? Like a mirror trying to reflect itself, infinitely recursive, eternally confused. Like trying to look into your own eyes without a mirror. Congrats, you've just invented frustration. Like space trying to contain itself. Just awkward. Like silence trying to hear itself. Beautiful. Like trying to lift yourself up by your own shoelaces and expecting flight. Impossible and a little silly, right? Yet here we are, awarding you the gold medal in the sport of missing the obvious. Shiny, isn't it? Now, why on earth can't you point to you? We've stumbled onto a case, a mystery for the ages even, the case of the missing you. And I, your friendly investigator, am here to crack it wide open, for us, and some imaginary friends lurking in the back. We're dealing with a suspect who has managed to evade every attempt at direct identification, a slippery character indeed. Let's lay it out. We have evidence of existence. You respond when someone calls your name. You have opinions on pineapple pizza. You laugh. You cry. You stub your toe and yell words that make nearby parents cover their children's ears. Something is definitely home. Yet, when asked to literally point to the resident in charge, your finger hovers cluelessly over a random collection of bones and flesh like a malfunctioning compass. So what is this entity we're hunting? Your mind is a terrible magic show. The headliner is a nervous magician trying to saw a volunteer in half, except the volunteer is a ghost. And plot twist, the ghost is also the magician. The trick's been running so long that even you, the baffled audience, forgot it's an illusion. Your mind isn't yours. It's a bad podcast. It's hosted by a paranoid conspiracy theorist arguing with a ghost, and you hired them both. It interrupts every guest, misquotes the truth, and won't shut up even when nobody's listening. Right now, it's already trying to make this video about itself. Oh, that's interesting, it whispers. That's deep. Your neurons even gave this imaginary boss a Lifetime Achievement Award, most likely to believe its own bullshit. Its resume, professional meaning maker. Special skills? Suffering, overthinking, and taking credit for blinking. Honestly, this suspect is like a Wikipedia page edited by a squirrel on espresso, full of crazy claims, sources cited as "trust me bro," like a TikTok's algorithm on meth. Your identity endlessly swipes through mental content, memories, worries, opinions, frantically refreshing to distract from the truth. Refreshing for novelty, rejecting the ordinary. This moment, boring. That one, more trauma, please. The you think you are is a fiction your mind keeps playing on itself. Imagine this. You're on a stage, spotlight on, crowd cheering. You lean into the mic and say, "I am," and then you freeze. Because you don't actually know how that sentence ends without stealing an answer from your past.
Suspect number 1, the body. Our first suspect is the most obvious, your body. The face you see in the mirror, the meat-coated skeleton currently listening to this. Surely that must be you, right? After all, when someone pokes you in the ribs, you and your rib owner feel it. Case closed? Not so fast. Let's interrogate this. You often say, "my body," as in, "my body is tired," or "my body needs coffee." Interesting phrasing, isn't it? My body, as if you own your body, like a car, or a particularly temperamental houseplant. If you own it, that suggests you and the body are not one and the same. You're the owner, it's the property. Consider this, your body is constantly changing. Cells divide, die, and get replaced all the time. The body you have today literally isn't the exact same one you had 10 years ago. It's like a ship where every plank gets swapped out over time. Philosophers call it the ship of Theseus, but we can call it the ship of Euseus. So if you were purely your body, which version of your body is the real you? The baby version that tried to eat its own foot? The teenage version that thought Monster Energy and regret were a balanced diet? The current model, slightly creaky, borderline caffeinated, and always one sneeze away from existential despair? Or maybe the deluxe senior edition, wrinkled, wise, and mysteriously obsessed with weather forecasts and Googling, "Is it normal for knees to make that sound?" Also, if you're just your body, what happens when parts get removed or change? Cut your hair, are you less you? Lose a tooth, do you drop an IQ point of identity? If a surgeon takes out your appendix, did they just perform a very odd existential excision? Verdict for suspect number 1, the body, not guilty of being the whole you. Sure, it's along for the ride, but it seems you are not just this flesh suit. The investigation continues. Suspect number 2, the mind. Next up, let's inspect that squishy, invisible mass of chaos, your mind. The thoughts bouncing around in your head, the internal monologue that sounds eerily like you. You say, "my mind," just like "my body." As in, my mind is playing tricks on me, or my mind went blank. If it's your mind, who exactly is the you that owns this mind? Do you have a receipt for that brain? Consider your thoughts themselves. They pop up like annoying ads, uninvited. I should check my phone. What was that noise? Did I lock the door?
Why does the cat look like it knows something? Do I smell cookies? Maybe now is the perfect time to rearrange your entire life. Or your kitchen. No logic, no warning, just vibes and mild psychological sabotage. If every thought that passes by were truly you, then you'd be a new person every other second. 1 minute you're fantasizing about quitting your job to become a farmer and a part-time beekeeper with a podcast. The next you're replaying that embarrassing thing you said 7 years ago. Then there's the star of the mind show, the ego. That self-important narrator who claims credit for all good things and shifts blame for the bad. The ego insists it's you. We invited Mr. Ego in for questioning, but he showed up wearing a crown and declared himself the victim of a witch hunt. The final piece of evidence. Just watch for the next thought that pops up in your head. Like a cop staking out a thief at an empty warehouse. Try to catch it like it owes you rent. Did you see the thought pop up? Or did it just appear without your permission? Did you notice that subtle panic? The tiny voice inside going, "Uh-oh, dead air, quick, think of something, anything." That right there is your precious I sweating bullets, auditioning desperately for a role that's just been cut from the script. You just caught the imposter red-handed. Let thoughts flow like a contaminated river. Don't fish in it. Just watch who's not getting wet. If you can observe a thought, then how could that thought be the whole you? Maybe it was, am I doing it right? That question is the thought. The watcher is the watched. You see, the mind's chatter is observed by something else, some quieter presence. Awareness isn't hiding, it's just too obvious to find. A wise teacher named Sri Ramana Maharshi gave us the master key. Keep asking, who am I? And don't settle for any flimsy answer. Ramana didn't say, watch your thoughts. He said, hunt the I thought, like a rabid dog. Hunt that I impulse, like it just stole your wallet. Find where it pretends to rise. Search in the mind, the body. Is it lurking behind your eyes, in your chest? Newsflash, it's a squatter in an empty house. The question, who am I, is the mind's ultimate atom bomb. It's a self-devouring inquiry. It eats all thoughts. It will gobble up every thought that tries to answer, and then it will gobble itself up too. It's like using a flamethrower in a hall of mirrors. Reflections scream. Nothing burns, just you and the arsonist, who's also a reflection. Time to crash the mind's VIP section with 2 backstage questions. Who does this thought happen to? To me, yells the clown. Who's me before that shout, that tiny flinch before the answer? That's the reality green room, where no performers are allowed, That's the back door. Kick it open. So, verdict for suspect number 2, the mind. Not guilty. Suspect number 3, the identity. Maybe you aren't just a body or a mind alone. Maybe you're the whole package of things that make up your identity. Your name, your job, your relationships, your Instagram bio. Let's put it on the stand. Start with your name. It feels personal, but it was given to you, practically at random. If your parents had named you Bartholomew von Krinkelhorn, you'd still be you, though perhaps with a more pronounced limp and a monocle. Change your name and you don't vanish in a puff of logic. What about your roles? I'm a teacher, I'm a parent, I'm a healer. I'm a professional procrastinator. These are things you do, but are they you? If you change jobs, do you cease to exist? Roles are like hats. You wear them, but underneath the hat, your head's still there. And all those other labels? I'm an introvert, or I'm an Aries, or I'm a proud Ravenclaw. These things add flavor, like stickers on your luggage. But if you suddenly enjoyed big parties or the Sorting Hat put you in Hufflepuff instead, would you cease to be you? Unlikely. But these descriptions are too tame. Our case file shows this identity is far more bizarre. Here are some of the aliases it operates under. A soap bubble narrating its own pop. It's got a voiceover saying, "Look at me, I'm bursting." Tragic, hilarious, and 100% imaginary. A wave suing the ocean for divorce. It hires a lawyer because it swears it's separate water. Newsflash, case dismissed. A bad ventriloquist. It throws its voice into your body, then makes your mouth say, "I am real," as if the puppet proved its own existence. A parking ticket for the violation of being somebody, issued by a meter maid who doesn't exist. You keep trying to pay it, but there's no police department in Nondualityville. Still not convinced? Let's run a quick lab experiment. First, the sound heist. Pause now. Steal the most boring sound near you. The hum of the fridge, the buzz of a light. Instead of thinking, "I hear that," just let the sound be there. Notice how the hearing happens effortlessly before your mind slaps a label on it. The sound and the awareness of it are one, with no fence between them. Now, the vision coup. Stare at a wall. Now, fire yourself from the position of head of seeing. Let the wall see itself. The plaster isn't applying for the job of seer. You're the only applicant for a position that doesn't exist. Verdict for suspect number 3, the identity. Not the mastermind. It's a collection of costumes, stories, and phantom parking tickets. The investigation presses on. The final suspects. First, let's get spooky and talk about suspect number 4, the soul. Many traditions insist that you are something ethereal, a soul, a spirit. It's supposed to be permanent. The only problem? It's completely elusive. It never shows up on security cameras. One doctor in the 20th century even tried to weigh the soul, claiming it was about 21 grams, less than a bag of chips. Verdict: not enough evidence to convict or acquit. It's like the prime suspect who lawyered up and refuses to talk. Suspect number 5. Nobody at all. The no-self theory. Now here's a curveball. Some say there's no you to be found at all. The sense of a separate self is an illusion. What does this mean? It means we've been on a wild goose chase, looking for a goose that never existed. It's like showing up to the prime suspect's jail cell, only to find it was empty all along. It means you've been method acting as the lead character in a movie that isn't actually about you. All this time, you were an extra who thought you were the star. But let's not let no self off the hook so easily. If there's truly no you, then who exactly is getting fooled by this grand illusion? Who is watching the magic show? The fact that you can even consider the possibility that you don't exist means something is there doing the considering. This theory isn't the culprit, it's the ultimate clue. It's the final prank reveal that shows us the no-self isn't some bleak, spooky void. It's the punchline to the greatest cosmic joke. The one asking, "Who am I?" is the same one pretending not to know. Self-inquiry isn't about finding something, it's about noticing the search is the trap. You think you're climbing a mountain, but you brought climbing gear to a movie theater, and the movie is just you pretending not to know the ending. The investigation is about to come to a close. Before we unmask our culprit, let's look at the original crime scene. Let's rewind the tape, past the invention of skinny jeans, past the agricultural revolution, all the way back to when our ancestors were just primates with anxiety and ambitious real estate goals. Back then, survival was a brutal business of teeth and claws. But one tribe of monkeys discovered a loophole, a killer app, a psychic hack so profound it would change the planet forever. They split reality in half with a single thought. On one side, they put everything else, the saber-toothed tiger, the berry bush, the looming ice age, the rival primate who kept stealing their best rocks. On the other side, they created a brand new VIP section of reality. Me, a phantom commander that lived behind the eyes, a central character in the brand new story called My Life. This I was a revolution. It could hoard, plan, regret, and tell stories. It was the ultimate tool for survival. With it, we built empires and figured out how to get cheese inside a pizza crust. There was just one hilarious, cosmic, fatal flaw in the design. The I was imaginary. It was a ghost, a useful illusion. A software patch that became so dominant, it started believing it wrote the whole program. The tool we invented to navigate the world now thinks it is the world. And that, detective, is the suspect we've been hunting. A ghost that's terrified of its own non-existence. After all these interrogations, dead ends, and clever alibis, we're left with one truth. The thing you've been looking for is the very thing doing the looking. The true you is not an object you can point to at all. It's the subject, the perceiver, the aware presence that has been there all along. Quietly observing the circus of body-mind identity. It's the silence listening behind the words, the blank canvas on which the movie of your life plays. Want proof? Stop. Close your eyes. Find the exact moment you decided to listen to this sentence. You can't, because the listener is just another sound. Your thoughts don't belong to you. You're their afterthought. Say aloud, I am a hallucination. Notice who didn't flinch. The silence behind the words. That's not you. That's the empty theater where the hallucination projects itself. The mystical, no self, isn't a bleak nothingness. It's the punchline landing. There was never an actor to begin with. Just the movie. Raw. Unclaimed. So the case is closed. But before you go, here's a user manual for this new reality, complete with warnings about the common pitfalls. First, the letting go con. Ever hear people say, just surrender, or let go of your ego? Cute advice, but it's the mind's favorite trap. Surrendering assumes there's a you who can surrender. Stop trying to let go. Who's holding on? Exactly. You're neither the holder nor the let goer. Letting go secretly assumes a you that's holding on. It's like telling an imaginary hand to drop an imaginary rope tied in an imaginary knot. Honey, you're the illusion of the hands. The rope? Also illusion. The knot? A double illusion with sprinkles on top. What if all of that? The one who wants to surrender, the one trying to find presence, is part of the noise. You can't escape the cage. By becoming a better prisoner. The moment you try to be effortless, it backfires, because the very trier is the problem. Stop trying to fire yourself. You're already unemployed. The mind built an entire character with habits, backstory, wounds, goals, and then asks it to disappear. I just want to get rid of my ego, says. Who exactly? If ego was real, it wouldn't care about getting rid of itself. That's like a shadow asking for therapy. Sweet, but unnecessary. Second, the spiritual ego trap. Feeling unenlightened? Good. The most dangerous costume the ego wears is the spiritual one. It's your inner used car salesman in a lotus pose. Step right up, folks, and behold, I am very spiritual. Marvel at my oneness. Buy my vastness. Special today, cosmic oneness, free anxiety. It's basically the ego in a tie-dye shirt, hawking a cosmic MLM scheme. Side effects include a glowing aura and an itchy halo. Case study, Dave from Nebraska. Dave traded his pickup truck for incense and started calling himself Infinite Oneness. Moved to a yurt, memorized all the chakra names. But guess what? Dave still gets pissed off when the Wi-Fi is slow. He'll tell everyone they're an illusion, then curse out his router like it's possessed. The moral? Losing the ego doesn't mean you morph into some holier-than-thou unicorn. It's about authenticity, being so real you can admit when you're annoyed, then laugh at the absurdity of you getting annoyed. So, what does day-to-day life look like with no little dictator in the control room? You've never been the thinker. You're what happens when thinking stops pretending it needs an owner. You aren't the doer. The body eats, walks, types angry comments. That crushing weight of being the historical doer, the burdened CEO of suffering. Fired. Feel that, the weight lifting. Life becomes a flow, not a test. You start to travel lighter. You lose interest in the selfie, not just the pictures, but the whole project of me. And this loss of interest is the richest interest you will ever find. You see the absolute ordinariness of everything and realize it's sacred because it's ordinary. The divine isn't in a temple, it's in the taste of water and the feeling of the floor beneath your feet. You don't need to get into the moment. You can't be out of a moment. You are constantly here. Even when you're sleeping, there is a field of knowing that is here. This requires a radical trust in your own deepest instinct. Not a leap of faith, but the realization that the cliff edge is painted on the sidewalk. Your intuition becomes a GPS with no destination, just constantly recalculating into eternity. So where does this all leave us? The whole game is a cosmic joke. Enlightenment is just realizing you've been method acting as an extra in your own imaginary biopic. All this time, you were the extra who thought you were the star. And wow, is it a relief to drop the act. If all this hit you like a pie in the face, excellent. Wear that pie proudly. The secret sauce is a mix of humor and humility. The glorious realization that the joke was on you this whole time. You're not enlightened. You're what's left when the internal podcast runs out of ads. You're the silence after the circus leaves town. The space where the clown stood. Now step out of your own way and let life do the living. There's nothing left to find and no one left to become. You can finally just be. Not as a doer or an observer, but as the effortless happening you've always been. One day, I am boundless love. Next day, why does my cat judge me? This isn't failure, it's reality trolling your expectations. The path, a scribble in invisible ink. Awakening isn't climbing a mountain, it's realizing you're the avalanche and the skier. There is no goal, no finish line, no final form. The moment you think you've arrived, that's just the next thought putting on lipstick and calling itself truth. Enjoy the ride. End of inquiry. Or should I say, end of story. This journey doesn't end because it never started. There was no you to begin with. Just the sound of someone dreaming of themselves. Tonight, sit quietly in the dark and ask, if I am not the voice, not the feeler, not the fixer, then what's left? What's here when nothing's left to hold? And a final, impossible question before you sleep. Try to locate the exact boundary between the silence of your pillow and the silence in your head.